Orson Welles' Chimes at Midnight is his greatest achievement putting Shakespeare in film. It's the culmination of his work on Shakespeare, starting with his rushed, low budget Macbeth, through a kind of snake bit, multi years of budget falling apart production of Othello. Super interesting, but also cursed in the sense that, like, something, it's like he said Macbeth in the last one, and now this one's cursed. Chimes at Midnight is America's great 20th century film genius, is in Europe because he can't. He's not really as welcome in Hollywood, and he finally has the budget. He has enough of a budget, he has enough time, he can put it together. He's got some great actors in his cast, including Sir John Gielgud as King Henry IV. Who is Sir John Gielgud? Sir John Gielgud is who you get. You think Olivier is a little low class, right? Like Olivier's great, but he's not intellectual. He doesn't really pay attention to the verse. Gielgud, the thinking man's Olivier, will be playing the king today. Let me explain. And this is a screenplay that Wells has sutured together from multiple Shakespeare plays. There's a little bit of Henry V in it, but much more of the plays that come before that. Let me explain this part. Henry V is the concluding play in a four-part series. It is the culmination of a historical miniseries. Richard III is also a culmination of a four-part miniseries. And Henry V, when we've seen people film Henry V, they find a need to talk about characters, especially this character, Falstaff, from the earlier plays in the series. So Falstaff is the future Henry V's buddy, entourage member, misleader, tutor of riots. He is Shakespeare's most famous and successful comic character, this obese, drunken, criminal, coward, language machine who's coming out with endless prose jokes. And Wells is writing a play about this character's decline and downfall. He has sutured it together from a bunch of plays, and when he needs narration, he goes to the history book Shakespeare's using, Hollington's Chronicles, to get that. That voiceover narration is a little bit modernized, but mostly from a 1500s English history book, the one Shakespeare was using. Falstaff is features on his own in 19th century opera, famous 19th century operas. He We measure how famous a Shakespeare character was in Shakespeare's day by how many references to that character we can find people making. And the winner is Falstaff. The clear winner is Falstaff. We figure out which of Shakespeare's plays sold most in his lifetime by counting up how many editions we can tell it went through. The winner there is Henry IV Part 1, the first play that is being used for Chimes at Midnight, the play that introduces Falstaff. You've seen the Olivier and maybe the Brenna Henry V's bring in Falstaff, who does not appear in Henry V, and show him because he's such a part of King Henry V's dramatic arc. Okay. All that said, Wells identifies with Falstaff for various reasons. Oh, I also mentioned that he does take a little from the comedy spin-off from the history plays, Merry Wives of Windsor. Falstaff also appears in one of the comedies as a spin-off. What is funny about Falstaff besides it being what would Falstaff do in a comedy? He sets out for a new career as a gigolo. And that goes, he's surprised at how that goes. That's what I'll put out there. Wells is interested in the darkness of this. He's interested in old age coming for this character who sometimes feels like the life force, who like nothing can defeat but is defeated. We have that opening shot of two old men in the distance walking along in this dark figures walking along the snow, dwarfed by their surroundings, the dark trees towering over them and then sitting by the fire. Wells is putting in another masterclass with light and shadow. He is doing his favorite move, the low angle shot, in all kinds of different ways, all kinds of miraculous and evocative ways. Things are very tall, and things are very tall in this movie. We're very low to the ground. I should also add he his battle scene, which in this movie is not climactic but comes in the middle, as it came in the middle of the series. It's the climax. It's the climax of Henry IV Part One. The Battle of Tewkesbury scene is an incredibly influential battle scene. It is much darker, besides being black and white with the Technicolor, than Olivier's version of 20 years earlier. And there's a clear influence on Branagh's version of the St. Crispin's Day battle scene. In that you see the sweeps, the cinematic sweep of like horses riding, archers getting off their shots. You also see individual soldiers get down and grapple in the mud. The dirtiness, the ugliness, the, the lowliness of a battle for their lives, fighting and sometimes with their hands and their legs, is right on screen. Wells is not interested in prettying anything up. It's a dark ride, but it's beautiful. As art house Shakespeare goes, this is maybe the American or the English speaking world's best effort.